Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. For today's video, I've compiled a list of some of the most exciting releases that we can expect for Transformers as part of 2022. Despite us being only mere 3 months into this year, we've already seen two of what could potentially be the best waves for Transformers Studio Series. Those comprised of, once again, another Studio Series G1 Dinobot in the form of Sludge, as well as the terrific Bumblebee movie line. And we've also seen the first wave of Transformers Legacy. Whilst received a rather lukewarm reception, believe me when I say Wave 2, and in particular the Commander and Titan class line, is definitely going to be really exciting. And of course, Transformers Rise of the Beasts was originally supposed to come out this year. Sadly, it's been postponed to summer of next year, but that is not stopping Hasbro whatsoever in releasing some of the mainline product, so we are in fact expecting to see that as early as next month, and we've already seen some reveals for those characters. And I shall also be discussing some third-party figures that are also really worth looking out for. Now, before we get started with the video, I'd really appreciate it if you guys could all smash that like button, and as always, please feel free to let me know what is your most excited release / character of this year down in the comment section below. Now, for this list, I've split it up into 4 segments, so that being Transformers Studio Series, Transformers Legacy, Transformers Rise of the Beasts, and then finally we'll be concluding with some third-party entries. And I've kind of cherry-picked the best characters out of what we can expect to see, so believe me when I say there are in fact so many more releases coming for this year, but these are the ones that I definitely think are going to get fans excited, and in some ways are definitely dreams come true. So we'll kickstart this list by discussing 2 killer entries for the Transformers Studio Series figures, and as many of you guys expected, the Fallen from Transformers Revenge of the Fallen had to make it here. This guy is so anticipated. I think it's safe to say that when the Studio Series originally launched in 2018, the Fallen was definitely in the top 10 characters to of course be updated and created. He was one of the main bad guys for Revenge of the Fallen, he's got one of the coolest designs, and let's be real, he did in fact actually make for an incredibly awesome final battle sequence in Egypt when he got his face completely torn off by jet-powered Prime, and we haven't in fact actually seen a mainline release for this guy since all the way back in 2010, so well over a decade ago. So I think it's safe to say that excitement for this guy is through the roof, and honestly, I can only imagine as to what Hasbro could come up with. That Hunt for the Decepticons version that we saw back in the day was fantastic. With modern technology, the actual CAD files from ILM, they're going to create something so cool. So definitely really excited for this guy, and I really do think he's one to watch out for, as I think he could just be one of the best mainline Studio Series figures we've seen so far. And if the Bumblebee movie figures are anything to go by, characters of which never transformed in the film yet received super accurate looking robot modes, this guy once again is going to look absolutely fantastic. Then we move on to yet another main villain. Much like the Fallen, the only other main villain that we haven't seen for the Transformers movies would have to be Age of Extinction, Galvatron, and there are in fact rumours that this guy is going to be packaged in the 3rd wave of Voyager class for Studio Series. So once again, he is in fact the next wave. We've already seen Wave 2, we've already seen Wave 1, so an announcement for Galvatron is literally imminent. I'm expecting to see it sometime around April or May. Here's hoping we get it ever so slightly sooner than that, but believe me when I say Galvatron is also a character that personally I have wanted ever since Studio Series first started. I think that if you check back on one of my old videos from 2018/2019, he was definitely in a top 10 list of some of the figures that I really wanted them to make. And to be honest, I'm actually quite surprised that it's taken them this long. Galvatron was definitely one of the coolest Age of Extinction designs in my opinion, and if there was one character from Transformers 4 who deserved an update over his original toy, it would have to be Galvatron, as let's be real, that figure sadly wasn't the best. And they pretty much conclude my top picks for Studio Series. I know there are rumours that we're expecting to see Sideways, Dark the Moon, Bumblebee, etc. And whilst they're all really cool, personally I just do not think they are as anticipated as the Fallen and Galvatron. So we'll then move on to some anticipated picks for Transformers Legacy. Sadly, Wave 1 didn't get off to the best start. We actually saw some pretty cool figures. I thought their G2 Laser Prime was fantastic, their Bulkhead actually turned out so much better than I was expecting, and their Drag Strip and Kickback also were super cool. Sadly, RC and Skids weren't the best in my opinion, but Wave 2 is definitely where this line is going to be heating up. So for Voyager class, we're expecting to see a Transformers Prime inspired version of Soundwave. Now, had I not picked up Bulkhead, my anticipation for this probably wouldn't have been that high, but Bulkhead I actually thought was really well done, so definitely have high hopes for their TF Prime inspired Soundwave. And then Leader class, at long last, we're actually going to be getting a proper triple changer updated version of G1 Blitzwing. This guy has also been one that I've mentioned so many times in my speculation videos. I actually expected to see him in either Earthrise or Kingdom. Sadly, sadly, that never in fact actually came to be a reality, but it is indeed heavily rumoured that we're going to be seeing this guy in Wave 2, and considering Wave 1 was announced way back in October, his announcement is literally imminent. If Hasbro were to in fact actually announce a Fan First Friday tomorrow, I would not be surprised at all, as we really need to see some Wave 2 figures, and I know Blitzwing is one that so many collectors out there are super pumped for, especially considering as well his Titans Return counterpart or Combiner Wars version really wasn't that great, so Blitzwing definitely really excited for that guy. Then we jump to another leader class. This is rumoured to come out for Wave 3, that being a Beast Wars Transmetal Dragon Megatron. Now, if I were to be honest, I actually expected this guy to be the commander class for Transformers Kingdom, especially considering they were doing that whole Beast Wars theme. Sadly, it was Rodimus Prime. However, that's not stopping them from releasing this guy. He will in fact actually be a leader class, and to be honest with you, I have no idea as to what to expect. I haven't actually been around long enough to experience a Dragon Beast Wars Megatron, so have no idea as to some of the past releases that they've produced, so I'm really looking forward to seeing as to what they come up with this guy. I think his robot mode looks fantastic, and his dragon mode looks awesome, so really excited to see how he does in fact actually turn out, and could this be one of the best leader figures that we've seen from the War for Cybertron and Legacy yet? I guess we'll just have to wait and see, but if the source material is anything to go by, it's definitely going to make for a super interesting release. And sticking to the theme of Legacy, their Commander class figure. So their Commander class is rumoured to be Motormaster. Now I know there'll be some of you out there wondering, how can Motormaster justify being the Commander class? Well, basically, much like Kingdom, Rodimus Prime, etc., he's rumoured to come with a trailer of which will in fact actually combine with some of the other Stunticons, and we know this is true. As you guys know, I have in fact actually reviewed the Legacy drag strip. He does split into two components, so they are definitely doing a brand new Menasor. So Motormaster in the Commander class is absolutely going to happen, and I'm really excited to see as to how he turns out. I thought that the drag strip we got was by far one of the best deluxe figures from Legacy, so really excited to see as to how some of those other Stunticons turn out, and in particular, once again, that Commander class Motormaster. All of the Commander class figures up until this point have been fantastic. I thought Rodimus was stellar, I thought Jetfire, Skylynx, all of them have been incredible, so once again, really high hopes for how this Motormaster is going to turn out, and a figure of which is yet to be officially confirmed, but I do believe there was a leaked image of it, that being the Titan class Cybertron Metroplex. Now, in all honesty, I wasn't expecting this to be a Transformers Cybertron Metroplex. I was expecting it to be a more traditional G1 version, but no, Hasbro are in fact going to be releasing a Titan class Cybertron Metroplex, and judging by some of the leaked images, it actually looks really awesome. Unlike some of their past, almost inspired characters like the Prime figures, this actually does appear to be heavily based on that Cybertron design, so there's not too much of a stylistic spin on this, which is really cool, and considering it's a Titan, it's going to be enormous. It is in fact actually a triple changer as well, making this the first triple changer, I think, since the Earthrise Scorpion arc. Of course, the arc merely just transformed from a shuttle into a robot, so once again, really excited for that guy. And then we jump to Transformers Rise of the Beasts. Now, as you guys know, I've been kind of teasing on my community tab in regards to some figures for this. I haven't uploaded any reviews yet, and I don't intend to just yet, but there are rumours that, seeing as the movie has been postponed for over a year, Hasbro are still going to release the mainline figures, the gimmick-inspired toys. However, instead of releasing them under the Rise of the Beasts toy line, they are in fact going to be kind of distributing them into the Transformers Cyberverse line, and to be honest, I think it makes perfect sense. It really doesn't make sense for them to advertise them as Transformers Rise of the Beasts when we haven't even seen a proper poster nor trailer or anything from the movie itself. So we are definitely going to be seeing these characters, and to further prove my point, we did in fact actually see a Smash Changer, which was originally scheduled for Rise of the Beasts, repackaged in Cyberverse, and it actually looks really cool. The Optimus Prime design is definitely the Bumblebee movie design, and the truck mode is a little interesting. It's not the truck mode that we've seen on set for Rise of the Beast. Instead, it harkens back to more of the Beast Hunter's appearance, but if I'm being honest, considering there are going to be Predacons and Maximals roaming around in this movie, I actually wouldn't put it past Paramount to actually give Prime this alt mode in the movie. Just because we haven't seen it on set doesn't mean that it isn't in the film. They could completely go all out and give us a CGI created alt form, and considering the majority of the Prime toys that have been revealed or leaked so far for Rise of the Beasts all seem to have this alt mode, I'm definitely thinking that we could see this maybe in the final battle or final act of the movie. But definitely excited for these gimmicky toys. Of course, they're not going to be as highly articulated or as highly detailed as our Studio Series offering, but they will give us a good indication of as to what to expect for the movie designs. And moving on to the third party segment of this video, once again, much like the mainline stuff, there's a lot coming out this year. However, I've kind of cherry picked 3 of the top picks that personally I'm super excited for, and for those of you who are a fan of the live action movies, I'm almost certain that you guys are just as excited for these 3 picks as I am. So to kickstart this list off, we've got the Unique Toys Desperado, aka Dark the Moon Megatron. Now, I actually thought Unique Toys was dead. After their Galvatron, they did in fact actually announce that to be their final product, but nope, at the beginning of this year, they came through like a miracle and are once again alive and back in business, and they will be producing a Dark the Moon Megatron. Now, at the time, I had just reviewed the Alien Attack version of Dark the Moon Megatron, and it's a fantastic piece. I won't deny that. In regards to truck and robot mode, it looks astonishing, but the transformation is an absolute nightmare. I honestly wouldn't wish it upon my worst enemy, and if I was to go by Unique Toys' track record, their conversions have always had an almost elegancy to them, so I'm actually thinking their product may be slightly more enjoyable than the Alien Attack offering, and in certain aspects, their Dark the Moon Megatron does look slightly more accurate. Most notably would be where the head sculpt, the hand sculpt, as well as the chest is concerned, but once again, I'll reserve my judgment for when I have it in hand and can in fact actually compare it alongside the Alien Attack offering. It looks fantastic. Robot and truck mode look absolutely incredible, a super awesome version, transforming version of Dark the Moon Megatron. And then we jump into my second pick for the third party list, and it is still another Megatron, that being this almost what if Transformers Bumblebee movie Megatron. Now this looks super cool. I believe they're calling this Mega Tank. I'm not entirely sure as to what company it's coming from, but this looks so cool. I think it's based on some very loose concept art of how Megatron would have looked had he appeared in the Bumblebee movie, and like many of you, I was really gutted that we really never saw Megatron in the B movie. There were no official concept art images revealed of him, actually giving us an idea of how his design was going to turn out, so it's super cool to see this company almost give us their representation, their interpretation of how he would have looked had he appeared in the film, and it's definitely going to fill out that leader-sized hole in our Bumblebee movie display. This guy's going to look awesome alongside the Cyber Factory Starscream, alongside some of the 3-0 DLX offerings, and not to forget the most recent Bingo Toy Shockwave. This really is going to look super cool. It really fits that B-movie aesthetic, incredibly G1 inspired, but at the same time really does stay true to the source material, so that's going to be a really cool figure. Sadly, it doesn't transform into a gun. They have given him a tank as an alt mode, but it kind of makes sense, especially if he is supposed to be on Cybertron. And then rounding off the third party news, our final Constructicon for the Devil Savior Devastator. Now, we started this way back at the beginning of 2020, and I think I was even talking about the Constructicons very early 2019, so this has definitely been a long time coming, but at long last, it appears as if it could be as early as next month that this could be finally completed, as there are in fact some in-hand images of the Devil Savior Scrapper, which is the final arm in order to actually complete the combiner, and in robot mode it looks fantastic, looking to be maybe our best Constructicon from this lineup so far. I thought the Studio Series Scrapper was awesome, so I'm expecting nothing less here from our Devil Savior offering. And the completed Devastator looks fantastic. To be honest, we've basically already got it completed, as it is just missing an arm, and already every day I look at it and I'm in absolute awe. It's such a fantastic piece. The detail, the accuracy, the articulation, just the presence it has is so nicely done. But to actually see it with all of the arms attached in that kind of 4-armed legged crawling pose that we saw in the movie, it looks just terrific, and I cannot wait to finally complete that. So with all that being said, that just about concludes my list for some of the most exciting Transformers related figures to look out for during 2022. I'm almost certain that come by June, we'll have even more news to talk about, as of course this is just product which is essentially coming out anytime between now and June. What lays beyond June is yet to be seen, but some things of which are super exciting. Anything from Studio Series, literally I could buy any Studio Series figure. Legacy also, some of those leader offerings, definitely their Commander and Titan seeming really promising, and in regards to Rise of the Beasts, whilst it's still going to be gimmick inspired toys, they actually look pretty fun and pretty cool, so I'm definitely going to be picking them all up, reviewing everything I can from that movie over on the channel, so be sure to hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for those reviews. And in regards to third party product, as always, there's so much to choose from, but these 3 here, the Unique Toys Megatron, the Mega Tank, and of course the Devil Savior Devastator, all look absolutely fantastic. I'd love to hear your top picks down in the comment section below out of all of the figures discussed in today's video, which are the ones you're most looking forward to, and as always, please let me know your thoughts on the video down in the comment section below. I thank you all so much for watching, and until my next video, I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.